Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, Yvonne Kraeher, Leigh Stima, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Leigh, Yvonne, and myself, with the Realm of Beings, eagerly invite you to join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Hello, and welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Leigh, and I'm here with Yvonne and Gretta, and as always, the Realm. And we also have Carol joining us today. And we are very happy to be on Transformation Network, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. So thank you for joining us. These conversations will help you examine your life and your creation of reality to see what shows up. Listeners, thank you. Ladies, welcome. I guess I will start saying that shifting. Ladies, are you out there?
We are here.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a little announcement to make on Shifting Impressions. We are shifting a bit. Yvonne has decided that her path is taking her in another direction, and wherever that leads her, we support her fully. And Carol will be joining us as the other part of the trifecta on Shifting Impressions. So welcome, Carol.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Yvonne, do you have anything you'd like to say to the people who have been listening to us for the last episodes?
Well, I can't believe it's been 2 years since we started this, and how many episodes we have under our belt and out there in the world to be listened to over and over again. This podcast, I am very, very grateful to Gretta, Leigh, and especially our listeners for all the support. And as I am shifting myself into a different capacity, you can also see that the Transformation Talk radio show, in case you haven't noticed, is the first day that they have also shifted to the Transformation Network, which is broadening their horizons as well, not just the radio. I'm not 100% sure all the opportunities that are out there, but I know with Dr. Pat and the team at Transformation that it's got to be good. So I really want to thank everybody for your support and for listening. It has really been fun and enlightening, and it's just been good for me in many, many ways. Lots of growth, personal, professional, overcoming many fears. I did never imagine myself speaking so how should I say, easily in front of a group of people, and knowing that this is out there in the whole universe and the whole world. I don't think too much about that because that probably would make me nervous, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it and have transformed myself greatly. So many thanks to everybody. So
Thanks, Yvonne.
and welcome, Carol. Welcome, Carol.
Carol, would you like to introduce yourself, or we can get started and maybe next week we can give you a more proper introduction? How do you feel?
That's fine. I feel fine. I want to say thank you to Yvonne, since I have been watching Shifting Impressions since the inception, and I personally have seen your growth as the episodes progressed. I think you've done a wonderful job in we're grateful that you have been a co-host all this time. I myself am a long-term student of metaphysics, and have had the great fortune of meeting Gretta a few years back, who put a name to what I was experiencing, which is creation of reality. And I am honored to be sharing a platform with you ladies as well as the realm on a first one-on-one basis. It's very exciting to me. And I just feel everything is a learning experience. That's what we're here for. And these podcasts have helped open my expansion of my mind and my learning ability. So a lot of times I see the quote ahead of time, but until you discuss it, it doesn't show its full potential. So these discussions have been invaluable for helping growth. And I hope all our listeners experience that same type of experience.
Great. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So shall we get right into it, ladies? Our quotation this week is, "Separation is a deep belief and totally illusionary. It is practiced throughout human existence and even keeps us from recognizing ourselves as the force itself." So today, we're talking about separation, and we're kind of separating.
How appropriate. And before this decision was made, the quote was already there. So doesn't feel like separation to me, though. Doesn't.
Okay, good.
Just a change. It's just an illusion, because I'll always be here. And so, yeah, that's my feeling about it.
Right. Separation. I'm glad that you said that, Yvonne, because we really can't separate from each other, because all of us are one with everything that's in existence at all times, at every moment. But the illusion for us as being human is that we see that I am not you and you are not me. But in actuality, I am you and you are me, because we're one and we will continue to be one, regardless if you're taking on another journey or another path. It does not matter. We are always one with each other. So, yeah. So now that quote is a long quote. Separation. Read it again, Leigh?
Yes. Separation is a deep belief and totally illusionary. It is practiced throughout human existence and even keeps us from recognizing ourselves as the force itself.
See, separation is a lesson that all of us have that are human. All of us have that are human. Separation is one of our big lessons. And as long as we create realities that support it, then we're keeping ourselves from reaching oneness. You know, some people say, I'm sure, that, oh, I understand oneness. I understand what it is. But it's probably more than what we can perceive it to be. You know, it's easy for me to say that I'm one with Yvonne or Carol or you, Leigh. But the thing is, to what depth is the oneness? And I think that's what that quote is getting down to, is what is the depth of that oneness? Yeah. Because,
See,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. Oh, so I guess what I wanted to say is, you know, I feel like I want to push back on that a little bit, right? Just hear me out. So we are the force. So we were that oneness, right? I mean, we are that oneness, but isn't the point of being human or being a plant or being a mountain, anything is to like, the point is to give yourself limits, right? So the force can have these different experiences within those limits, or else otherwise it's just everything. So it, because you talk about experiencing, you know, we are like the experiential reality of the force. So it can know human, it can know plant, it can know dinosaur. So aren't the limits kind of necessary?
And when you say necessary, I'm trying to understand your question. When you say necessary, what do you mean by they're necessary?
Necessary to experience humanness or plantness or animalness or anything, a star, a planet, you know, like there have to be boundaries, right? Because the force is boundless, it is everything. So I think separation is like it's like the point of being here, so we can have this experience.
First of all, let me say boundaries. I don't want the audience to get hung up on that. I've met other people that use that word boundaries. I suggest that we stay away from, all of us, stay away from that concept of boundaries. I know books have been written that people talk about set your boundaries. But when you set a boundary or you think of boundary, then you are thinking in number one, in limitation. And number two, you're thinking out of fear. And you forget that you create your own reality. When you understand that you create your own reality, you don't even think about the concept of boundaries. It's unnecessary, because what you don't want, you can just recreate it. If you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, then you decide, what do you want to experience in the relationship? So there's no need for boundaries, and the force itself does not operate on boundaries. There's no boundary for it. And go ahead.
Sorry. I'm getting like a feeling of like what Leigh is asking or bringing up is like, we're in a human experience or a body. Maybe the word may not be boundary as much as like it's different between each experience, between a plant and a rock, a human body. And since we are all the force, like we're supposed, we're experiencing everything at all moments, but we're not feeling it, sensing it, seeing it. So the boundary, so to speak, is like kind of like that individual experience. So it is
like
expression.
The expression.
That's a better way, right?
See, we think that one of the purposes for this whole experience, being human, is to deal with your lessons. And the lessons are set up based on you being human. When you are with another species, that species has its own lessons that it has to learn. I think in the podcast, somewhere along the line, the realm of beings, whoever was speaking that day, said we experience realities. We create our own realities just like you do. However, the realities are different. The lessons are different. We're creating realities around these lessons that we accepted to learn.
So then the lessons are the limit.
The lessons, yes, because what is separation? Separation is limiting your understanding of who you truly are. That's what it really does. even though we see ourselves separate from each other. But then the thing is that it's really affecting us in how do we see ourselves? We cannot see our true selves because we're caught up into the illusions. You know, it's like I said, this is a fun house to me. We're in the fun house. You know, we're going into, you go into a fun house. My mother used to take me as a child, and I'd run around and look at all the mirrors and everything and look fat, big, skinny, tall, whatever, and enjoyed it. Then she took me further into the fun house, and it scared me because then it was scary. That's kind of what life is like. We can embrace it. We can stay where the mirrors are and never go into the dark place. But see, in that fun house, the exit is after the dark place, is the exit. So we got to walk through, we leave the fun place and we walk into the scary place, and we keep on trying. I remember I used to hang on to my mother, and we'd go and we'd wind up in a place where we couldn't go any further. She said, we got to turn around and go around the other way, And when we got out of that fun house, I loved my mother so much. I said, thank you, Mother, for taking me out of that. Okay. But notice what I said. She walked up to the wall and we couldn't get out. So what did we do? We turned around and she took me another way. That's what our lives are like. We have sections in our lives where we feel so joyful and happy and all that good stuff. And then we turn around and we create challenges for ourselves. Not problems now, challenges. Problem means that, it's going to stay with you a while. You're just going to experience it over and over and over again because it's a problem. I tell people, leave that problem thought alone and go into challenge. Challenge means I'm ready to deal with you and I'm going to overcome whatever this challenge is.
Well, the finer line, like when I think of problem, I think, I got to fix it. Then that leads me down the path of like, well, we don't really have to fix anything because we are not broken. And maybe a pipe or something around the house we have to fix that broken pipe. Those things are broken objects. But people, I don't believe anybody's broken. So
you can't be broken. It's
there's
impossible.
Nothing, right. That's the illusion.
Yeah, right. The illusion is I'm broken. The illusion is that I'm no good. The illusion is I'm not faithful.
Labels that you put on yourself.
Absolutely.
Or people put on you.
Judgments.
Yes.
People judge other people. We judge ourselves. Carol, I feel you getting ready to say something. What are you?
Well, it's funny that you brought the word judgment up, because to me, the challenge of this particular quotation, it's very easy for us to be sitting here and saying we are all one because we all feel we are quote unquote good people. But we have to accept, and this is what I always found a little challenging, we have to accept that we're also one with Jeffrey Dahmer and Adolf Hitler and Ted Bundy and people that we've judged to be quote unquote evil. And it becomes a little more challenging to accept the oneness when you're dealing with the judgment of, good versus evil, which are both illusions anyway. So I think that's a very big challenge we have to deal with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we could take it even into religions.
Right.
My religion is better than your religion. The God that I believe in is better than the God that you believe in. See, that separation goes all the way down the line.
Exactly.
And if you're Jewish, to say that, okay, I'm one with Hitler would be, whoa, no, there's no way. He killed my mother. He killed my father. He killed my whole family.
Yeah.
I can't do that, and then some people conceptualize, even go a little bit further. They create this place called hell.
Mm.
And then, well, all the quote unquote bad people are going to hell, and all the quote unquote good people are going to heaven. You see, that's a big separation there.
Yeah, well, they teach us as children.
Absolutely.
We're taught in school. If anybody that's ever been to a religious
Mhm.
school has been programmed that that's where bad people go, like and it's almost like an installation of fear, the fear program, like you better be good, otherwise that's gonna happen to you, like that's the consequence. So you straighten up and do whatever they're telling you to do and be good, and then you stay away from hell, and then you're worthy of heaven. But I suppose for me, like doing this inner work has me realize that those things that we were taught as children, whether they're from our parents, our community, our religious training, they're more illusions. They're not. Yeah, it's just programs, and we don't have to subscribe to them. We can realize that we're all one. We're all divine. So.
Right. So, but see, when you say we're all divine, that means we've got to look at Hitler as being divine.
Yeah,
That's
we
based
do.
on what Carol said.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. My daughter came home from school when she was a teenager. She's an adult now, but she came home and she said, "Mom, do I have to she said, no, this is how she said. She said, Ma, I know you've taught me that I have to love everybody and everything unconditionally." I said, "That's right, Kai." But then she came behind and she said, "Do I have to like everybody?" I told her no. She said, "Oh, that's so good, Mom. Thank you." We love unconditionally, because when we're loving another person unconditionally, we're loving their divinity. We're loving what's divine inside that person. Hitler, I know he did heinous things, and I'm not supporting his personality, nor am I supporting the things that he did. But the point is that there is a divine aspect of him. He is divine because he is the force, just like you and I. He is the force. So for that, I love him unconditionally because he is the force. I don't like his personality. I don't like what he, I don't know, what do you call it?
His
The thoughts
behavior.
and right. I don't like his behavior. I don't appreciate his belief system. I know from historical fact that after he was going to extinguish all Jewish people, and the next group of people that he was going to work on were people of African descent. So I know I was about to be on the chopping block myself. So, but yet, even knowing that, I must love him unconditionally. I must train myself. See, we have to retrain ourselves because we've been taught to hate. And hate is a form of separation. I hate this.
But isn't separation separating the divinity from the personality?
The personality, you have to see that, let me say this. Now you're getting deeper. Yeah, I see that smile on your face.
No, it's like more, we're talking about not separation, but it's like, okay, I'm separating his divine part from his personality part. And then it's okay for me to judge that personality part, except that nobody understands, like his path that got him to develop that sort of personality. Right. I mean, what sort of challenges and traumas, he
all the illusions he accepted to be able to do that.
Right. So, we're parsing things out again. Like I felt like we just kind of veered a little bit down the like, okay, the divine part, good, personality, bad. And I can sit there and say like, woo, wasn't me. So
But then I can take it, if I take it, the understanding of that deeper, then I can say that the force accepts everything and there is no bad or good. There is no evil. How it's seen is that isness. It just is. Nothing else. It just is. That's how it's viewed. If I come, the reason why I said use that as an example, because I know that there are a lot of people, I'm trying to help people understand at least, because they probably go away and say, Greta said that she loved Hitler. You know what I mean? So, that's why I'm trying to get everybody to understand that. That's why I did the separation. I did that on purpose. But if we're going to go deeper into the understanding of it, it's neither bad nor good. It only is. Because see, his conceptualization was, let's kill everybody. And that's the biggest illusion going, because you can't kill anybody. But he believed that. He believed the elimination. And then we'd have to go into creation of reality on both sides, of today, So,
Right.
but no, there's no bad, there's no good. How we get there
Be a
is just-
hard pill to swallow if
absolutely. It's
for the people that were personally had relatives that suffered so much.
Well, that's why I said it was soon for me to be on, my family to be on the chopping block with him as well, because he didn't like anybody of African descent, felt that we were ignorant and whatever else, like some people do in this country.
That's right.
So, we're still, as a people, we're still subjected to these things. However, the thing is that, and it's not just us. It's like when we had the pandemic was at its peak. And I remember I was looking at Trump one time on talking about it, and he started calling the virus the Chinese virus. So then what did people start doing? They started going out and killing Chinese people right here in this country. Okay.
Easily influenced people are.
Right. So, the personality of Hitler can be around in many places, many places. So the thing is, though, we want to come out of that. We want to come out of it. And other than that, if we don't come out of it, we're going to stay in separation. And guess what? Look at all those interesting things that happen from separation. War, famine. See, all of those things, getting rid of genocide of a particular group of people in the world that's another group of people feels they need to get rid of. You see, when are we going to stop that? It's about time that we stop it, and see that we are all one, regardless of what color we look like. Maybe I only have one leg. Maybe I was only born with no arms, but I am still a divine being. And I'm still to be loved and cared for and understood. Even Dahmer.
Greta, sorry. I just want to take a pause so we could take a short break and then come back and see what the realm has to say. So listeners, thank you for joining us, and we will be right back. Hello, and welcome back to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. We've reached the point in the podcast where the realm can weigh in on their quotation and share their wisdom with us. So realm, are you present?
Yes, all of us are here.
Oh, hi, welcome. So the quotation we were discussing today is separation is a deep belief and totally illusionary. It is practiced throughout human existence and even keeps us from recognizing ourselves as the force itself. What say you?
What do we say about this? And I know we're running behind time because Greta created to be late. So, but that's all right. That means it gives me an opportunity to make things more distinct. Separation. You all have been talking about and giving different about what separation means to you. What separation means can mean for all people here. But that separation also exists outside of this planet. And it's shown that it wants humanoids' desire to expand separation outside of this planet because of the words you say when thinking about another individual who is not humanoid. The word that I find fascinating is that you use the word alien. That person is an alien. And you take that word alien to refer to various species outside of this earth. And you use it also to apply to people who are not from this particular country. If they're coming in loads, they're aliens that are coming in. I've heard that mentioned. So it's not only the separation, you want to extend separation outside of this whole earth business. You know, some people might even refer to the realm of beings as aliens as well, because you don't understand how can a being only be pure thought? That is beyond what you can see. Pure thought, that's what I am. I have no body. I do not look like you. I do not. Right now, I'm using Greta's body to be able to speak to you so you can physically hear me. You're very physically oriented, and that's all right because that's what comes with being human. But one thing is to begin to look at each person as a divine being, and to also look at yourself as a divine being. Many occasions, you beat up on yourselves. You criticize yourselves. You judge your own individual self. So what we are suggesting in this quote is to lose that habit. That's a habit. There's a habit of judging. There's a habit of criticizing. That's a habit. Oh, you shouldn't have worn that dress. That doesn't look good on you. Why did you come up with that hairstyle? What barber cut your hair? You know, it's always our focus. And then we go to what you call church, synagogue, mosque, temple, wherever you pray, be it in the forest. You pray to God, help me see the light, protect me. So you even separate God from yourself. That's what you call God. Everybody, some people, Allah, you have different names for God, you know. But you separate. It's always separation, separation, separation. There needs to be a song for separation, you know, that talks about it in that you don't need it. Coming out of separation would solve some of the massive changes that are being made throughout the world. Massive changes that some people feel are beneficial and others feel that are not beneficial. It doesn't matter. You mentioned about Gretta separating from, I think some kind of example she gave, good and evil. You know.
Personality from divinity.
Right. But get this, divinity is a personality.
Mm-hmm.
So
Realm,
is
I'm
there,
sorry if I interrupt you, Realm, but I want to say thank you to you because I am going to be separating, but not really separating. I'm going to be transitioning from and transforming from this podcast. So it's going to be my last words to the viewers. I again just want to show gratitude to you, Realm, for your lessons and your wisdom and how it has affected my life and helped me learn my lessons deeper.
Thank you for that. We appreciate everything that you have done here because you have assisted in and supported us in teaching. This whole thing is about teaching and people learning about themselves and learning to see the divinity within each being and each thing that exists. So thank you for assisting us in helping and supporting us in helping individuals to reach a sense of love of self. Because if you see separation with another being, you are not loving yourself in the first place. You can't love yourself if you're judging someone else, if you're criticizing someone else. As you say it, so are you. So separation is a definite way of keeping you. I feel the time is going. Are you getting ready?
Did you feel that? You did.
Yeah.
Realm. Thank
It's
you
okay.
for sharing your wisdom once again with us on the podcast. Yvonne, love you. Thanks, Carol, for joining us today. Thank you, Greta. Thank you, listeners, for sharing another Shifting Impressions podcast. Until we create each other again, be well.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with Leigh, Yvonne, the Realm, and me, Greta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multidimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.